or y'all can get beat on. Like I said, his dead baby, his dead ass mama, bitch ashes like on the tip of this blunt, bitch a bag of bones. Which one? Nah, and I said it. That dead ass baby too.
Family is planning not one but two funerals for two siblings killed in what appears to be a targeted attack in Detroit. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Mike Duffy. And even more heartbreaking, a baby found alive at the scene will now have to grow.
Let me ask you something. What would you do if someone went on Facebook Live and decided to talk reckless about somebody's dead mother? Not in private, not in a text, live, in front of everybody, for the whole internet to see. Because that's exactly what people in Detroit are saying happened right before two siblings lost their lives on a Wednesday afternoon that started like any other day. Raye Johnson was 33 years old, a Detroit rapper, East Side bred, the kind of guy who moved through life with the confidence that comes from knowing your block, knowing your people, and knowing how to make noise online. He had a following, he had a voice, and like a lot of people in today's world, he used social media like it was a stage. The problem with performing on that stage is that sometimes the wrong person is in the audience. His sister, Raye Johnson, everybody called her Rita, was 27. She was the kind of woman people remember. Her cousin, Tonya Brown, described her as a good spirit, someone who would help anybody, give the clothes off her back without thinking twice. If you knew Rita, you knew what she looked like because wherever she was, her cousin was right there next to her. They were inseparable. And on the afternoon of May 20th, 2026, Rita had her 1-month-old baby boy in the back seat of her car. 1 month old. She was just living her life, just existing, just being present in a moment that had absolutely nothing to do with her. And that's the part that's going to sit with you by the end of this. Before we go any further, if you're new here and you stumble across this video, I need you to hit that like button right now, subscribe to Shadow Crime, and click that bell icon so you never miss when we drop a new case. We cover the stories that the mainstream won't dig into, and we're just getting started on this one. Don't sleep on it. Now back to Raye. The word on the streets of Detroit, and this is what people in the community are saying, is that Raye got on Facebook Live not long before this shooting and decided to go at someone hard. And we're not talking regular trash talk. People are saying he crossed a line that a lot of people in those streets consider unforgivable. He talked about someone's deceased mother on live in front of an audience. Now that detail hasn't been confirmed by police or by any news outlet yet, but it's what the community is saying. And in Detroit, the streets talk fast and they talk loud. What we do know for certain is that family members confirmed this killing was rooted in a very public social media feud that Raye was deeply involved in. Rita had nothing to do with any of it. That's what makes this so hard to sit with.
Charlie, make sure they open. I'm not playing. I'm gonna get fresh as hell today with this nigga. That's mama on my clothes. Keep playing, I'm gonna go get her name airbrushed on me some white lows. I'm not playing, and I'm coming with a Pusaisi mask on. Tell him set up a boxing match. Boxing with his mama on the beater and a ski mask and beat him in that bitch. Nah, and tell him this is what your mama should have did. But everybody talking about chill out. What chill mean? I don't know what chill mean. Expert tell me chill out, I'm bringing the problem to y'all, nigga. Flat out. Give a nigga, brothers, mamas, nobody, nigga. He shouldn't have been talking. So I'm a troll all day. And if y'all feel some type of way, come get trolled on too. Or y'all can get beat on. Like I said, dead baby, fuck dead ass mama, that bitch is like on the tip of this blunt, bag of bones. Which one? Nah. And I said it. That dead ass baby too. Nah. And whoever else feels some type of way. Town about that brother, none of them. My brother in jail. Give a fuck. Brother, what they gonna do? Nothing. I'm still gonna be outside, still in the hood. Nobody ain't gonna do nothing. I'm still gonna make my money and ride. Nigga, fuck mama. That bitch ain't nothing but these ashes on my blunts. Go cry. Mother's Day just passed. Ain't the day the sun coming up? Nigga. Nah, y'all could. Next person tell me chill out, I'm trolling you. Flat out, or I'm pulling up and I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. Nah, and that's how I'm playing it. Y'all. Nah. That nigga dead ass mama and that dead ass baby. Tell that.
Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. It's just after 1:30 in the afternoon. The sun is out. It's a regular weekday on Detroit's east side. Raye and Rita are both parked outside a relative's home on McKinney Street, near I-94, just sitting in their separate vehicles. That detail matters. 2 different cars. Same block. Same family. Same tragedy waiting to happen. At 1:48 p.m., ShotSpotter, the gunfire detection system the city uses, lights up. The pattern it picked up was described by Commander John Speck of the 9th Precinct as 9 shots, then a pause, then 3 more, 12 rounds total. And this wasn't a drive-by. This wasn't a stray bullet situation. The suspect came on foot. He walked up to those 2 vehicles and opened fire, deliberately, intentionally, with a purpose. Police were on the scene within 5 minutes. And what they found when they got there, both Raye and Rita had been shot. Both of them were pronounced dead right there at the scene. Gone. Just like that, on a Wednesday afternoon in May. Now, let me ask you something while we're here. Have you ever been somewhere just minding your business, just existing, and something happened that pulled you into a storm you had no part in creating? Because that's exactly where Rita was that day. She wasn't involved in any beef. She wasn't on any live. She wasn't talking reckless about anybody. She was just there, present, being a sister. And she had her 1-month-old son in the back seat of that car while those bullets were flying. Let that sink in for a second. A 1-month-old baby, barely in this world long enough to open his eyes fully and recognize his mother's face. And he was sitting in the back of that car while someone unloaded 12 rounds into those vehicles. By some miracle, and I mean that literally, that baby boy was not physically hurt. Officers found him in the back seat and took him to the 9th Precinct, where he was eventually turned over to family members. But here's what doesn't leave you. That baby is going to grow up without his mother. He is going to ask questions one day. He is going to want to know what happened, who she was, why she isn't there. And the answer to that question traces back to a Facebook Live session, and words that could never be taken back. Cousin Tonya Brown spoke to the news cameras not long after, still in shock, still trying to process what just happened to her family. She said she was literally on the phone with Rita minutes before the shooting, telling her she was on her way to meet her, 10 to 15 minutes away. That's how close she was to being there, too. She said the moment her grandmother called asking about rumors of shooting, she looked up and saw Rita's car on the news. That is the kind of moment that changes a person forever.
2 funerals for 2 siblings killed in what appears to be a targeted attack in Detroit. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Mike Duffy. And even more heartbreaking, a baby found alive at the scene will now have to grow up without his mother. We first brought you this double shooting on McKinney Street as breaking news last night at 6. Well, now, 24 hours later, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham is following up with the victim's family and learning why it may have been a case of wrong place, wrong time.
The victims gunned down here on McKinley Street in broad daylight have been identified by family as Raye and Takoria Rita Johnson. For their cousin, Tonya Brown, the loss is immeasurable.
That girl was like my sister. We were together every day. Like, you see her face, you see mine. She was a good spirit. She'd help anybody. She'd get her clothes off her back.
Tonya Brown says she was headed to meet her cousin, 27-year-old Rita Johnson, on Wednesday afternoon when her grandmother called, asking about rumors of a shooting. Moments later, she saw footage of Rita's car on the news.
I didn't know what to think. Like, I was just on the phone with her and telling her I was just about to come meet her in like 10 to 15 minutes to get ready for a ride out that we were having today.
In a cruel twist of fate, Rita and her brother, 33-year-old Raye Johnson, were preparing to gather the very next day for a balloon release, marking nearly 4 years since a friend died in a car crash. Now they are being mourned. Police believe the shooting was targeted. The siblings were in separate vehicles outside of a relative's home on McKinney Street, and the suspect was on foot. That's all investigators are saying at this point. Brown believes the incident stemmed from a public feud online, a feud that Rita had no part of.
What was this about?
I'm not really for sure. I just know that it was some media stuff going on. And
Social media?
Yeah. I hope this is a lesson to everybody in the world.
Would you say Rita was caught in the middle?
Yes, definitely was. She should have never even been here, just, wrong place at the wrong time.
But amid the horror, a miracle. Police say Rita's 1-month-old baby boy was in the back seat of the vehicle during the rain of bullets. He was physically unharmed.
And her baby was in the car. Like, you have no empathy, no sympathy at all.
How is the baby doing?
He's fine. By the grace of God, God protected him, and he's here, he's living. Now we have to raise this child and let him know that his mother was a wonderful woman.
Investigators do not have a suspect description yet, but they are scouring neighborhood surveillance cameras for leads as the hunt continues for Raye and Rita's killer.
What is your message to the person who did this?
Justice will be brought, and I hope you think about what you did.
Anyone with information about this case is urged to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. On the city's east side, Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
And we're certainly thinking about that family tonight. Thank you so much, Darren.
Now here's where things take a turn that you don't usually see this fast in a murder investigation. The very next day, Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison stepped in front of cameras and said something that stopped people in their tracks. He told reporters that investigators already had a suspect or person of interest in custody less than 24 hours after the shooting. He said, "It's hard to commit a crime and get away with it now." And he meant that because Detroit has quietly built one of the more aggressive surveillance networks of any American city. License plate readers, flock cameras, and the Project Greenlight program, which places high-definition cameras at businesses and residential areas all across the city. All of that technology was already working in the background, while this case was barely a day old. The person who walked up on foot and fired 12 rounds into 2 parked vehicles on McKinney Street left a trail. And that trail was already being followed before the family had even begun to grieve properly. But here is what I want you to sit with for a moment, because the arrest, as important as it is, doesn't bring back Raye. It doesn't bring back Rita. It doesn't give that 1-month-old baby his mother. And it doesn't undo the fact that the day before the shooting, Raye and Rita were both planning to be somewhere together the very next day. Not at a funeral, not at a crime scene, at a balloon release. A celebration of life for a friend they had lost in a car crash nearly 4 years ago. They were going to show up together, release balloons into the sky, and remember someone they loved. Instead, they became the ones being remembered. Tonya Brown, their cousin, looked directly into those cameras and said something that has stayed with me since I first read it. She said, "Justice will be brought, and I hope you think about what you did." And then she said something else that hit even harder. She said that baby boy in the back seat survived by the grace of God, and now that family has to raise that child and make sure he knows who his mother was. That is the weight this case carries. So here are the questions I want to leave you with today, because this is a part where I need you to really think. At what point does online beef stop being entertainment and start being a death sentence? How many people have to lose their lives over words typed into a phone screen before something changes? And what does it say about where we are as a society when a 27-year-old woman with a newborn in her backseat can be killed over a dispute she never even knew was happening? Rita Johnson deserved to go home that day. That baby deserved his mother. And no live stream, no comment, no troll session is ever worth what this family is now living with. If this case moved you, you already know what to do. Like this video, subscribe to Shadow Crime, and hit that bell icon so you never miss when we drop a new case. We're going to keep telling these stories until they stop being ignored. See you on the next one.